All right. Screen, there we go. All right, there we go. Okay, we good. We good to go. All right, I'm just gonna get back to what I was doing. Check. Testing. Yep, all good. Do we have a Roll20 tab up? Because if we have a Roll20 tab up, I will just put on some music. Yeah, I do. Okay. Brilliant. Okay, let's put some music on. Actually, maybe I should just put on some YouTube, put some YouTube music on and get fucking... I mean, I'm not monetizing these streams anyway, so... It's not really a big deal. Let's put on some Dungeon Synth. There's some new music on here that I haven't listened to. I've been kind of too busy to listen to music, apparently. Ooh, the Shakespearean Frog, Hermit Knight. They both sound quite cool. We'll listen to them. Sick. Okay. What program is this? This is Dungeon Scroll. Like that. That'd be cool to actually have it on the screen and like actually like I'm using Dungeon Scroll, so then people don't fucking ask me. Now I can't seem to delete this. Oh yeah, very good. Yeah, Dungeon Scroll. Can I actually do that? Can I add a source? It's just like a text box. I can, can't I? Yeah, I can. Dungeon Scroll. I'm using Dungeon Scroll to make my maps. Alright, sick. Can I change the font? Sick, okay. Alright, cool. And can I put that in, like, give it like an emboldened, an outline? Sick. Can I make it white? Not white, sorry, black? Yay! Brilliant. That's easy, isn't it? Cool. Alrighty, so yeah, literally what I'm doing right now is I'm just using polygons to like kind of do the outline for my map. And I'm making quite a big map today. I usually make maps out of 25 by 25 squares on a grid, like you're kind of standard for a online play. But I'm actually making a pretty big map today because this is going to be a really big fight, I think. Or at least a really big zone for combat. Whether my players actually decide to fight here or not is kind of up to them. But I expect there to be at least some sort of conflict or confrontation in this area, so I kind of want to be prepared for it. What I'm kind of doing right now is kind of hexing it all up. Well, making lots of hexagonals. And then I'm going to go from there. As you can see, I've already done quite a lot. I feel like this area is a little bit too open. I'm thinking about, like, having an area here that kind of blocks it together. Have this area be more open, have this place be a bit tighter. Maybe I have it feed up a little bit. It's quite cool, isn't it, actually? I like making maps on live stream. I think it's really cathartic, and I feel like I can talk about anything whilst I'm doing these maps, so if anybody has any questions or anything, you know, I'm not going to be on for like a really long time today, probably just an hour or so. I'm obviously starting my session at 5, and I've also got a video coming out at 5 o'clock as well, so yeah, there's a lot going on. Right, I'm going to clean up the edges. Put the snap tool on. Oh, wrong tool. Get rid of rough. We don't need to do this, but it's nice to kind of see the map without all the extra shit on it. And just see what it looks like. What it will look like to players, specifically. Okay, so far so good. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the snap off, I'm going to make it rough. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make this area a little bit more... There you go, a little bit more interesting like that. There we go. Do the same to this side. And be very careful to not, like, do too much. Nice. Very nice. So yeah, this is just like the first layer. This is just the hills, and then I'm going to start actually detailing the map. I'm going to add cliffs, I'm going to add rocks. This map's probably going to take me about 45 minutes to an hour to make. And it's probably going to be most of my prep for today. You know? Because I don't really need to do a lot of prep for my sessions. I'm a big improv DM, and I kind of just go with the flow of what my players want to do. And I actually like testing myself as a DM. See if I can actually do what the players want me to do. And, well, not even that, just like... run a session that's up to expectations, even if I don't really have too much written up for it. Obviously, I wouldn't recommend that, but to other people to do. But I mean, I do it. I find it very fun. It's a bit of a challenge. I like a challenge when I run a game. Nice. What's a path? This isn't a dungeon. This is actually a hill biome. So all of the dark grey are hills and cliffs and like rock formations, and then the lighter colour is just kind of like flat earth, flat ground. So this is actually a hilly region that the players are actually going to be fighting in. So these are like it's almost like a ravine or something. And the idea is that they're fighting hobgoblins. So yeah, that's what we're doing right now at least. The weather's quite nice today, so, you know, I don't normally stream when it's really hot weather because I just melt on camera. But the weather's okay today, so I'm kind of taking advantage of that. I was going to be sitting here making this map anyway, so I thought, why not? Let me show you guys what I actually do when I prep a session. Yeah, so far so good. That's good. I should do it a little bit quicker, just kind of just do the edges all the way along here rather than like faffing about and doing it really slowly. No reason to be slow about it, really. I can always cut a little bit off if I feel like there's too much like land or too much cliff. I want it to be a little bit more open, then I can obviously do that afterwards if I need to. Probably just a good shout for me just to go over the edges and start lining it up. I'm probably going to put this up on my Patreon as well, this map. I don't see why not. I haven't really been able to put up too much on my Patreon recently, but I feel like maps is always a good shout, especially if my patrons are actually using this software. Which, I mean, if you're running like an OSR game, I feel like this software is hands down the best software that you could really use. Unless you really want to have like colored maps, like, well, like, you know, like more realistic looking maps, but I'm just not a fan. Exactly, and that's why I feel like the hobgoblins would use this area as their base of operations. Like, they can make a shield wall here, or they could do one over here, you know, and they could try and push the party back. This music's a bit... Got the music so quiet and it still feels so loud. But yeah, I'm considering like actually coming up with a new stat block today for some new types of hobgoblins, like a new variation. Because I've only got one type of hobgoblin currently, and it's like your typical run-of-the-mill hobgoblin. And I recently made a standard bearer hobgoblin who can basically like inspire the other hobgoblins, and it's pretty good. I'm just thinking about like making like a range specialist, somebody who's like good with a bow. Maybe give them crossbows instead. That'd be quite cool, you know. That's Sabelli. What's going on? How you doing? Welcome to my stream. As you can see, we are just doing the edges right now for these cliffs. Trying to make everything look good for today's session. They are fighting against hobgoblins. The hobgoblins have made themselves a base here, and we're actually going to be designing their base today. So we're going to be thinking about fortifications. We're going to be thinking about where their structures would be positioned, and maybe what resources these fortifications and buildings will be made out of. which I think will be really, really cool. Hope your players don't see this. Yeah, me too. They're usually very good though, and even if they did see it, it wouldn't really be the end of the world. But I'd rather they didn't, if I'm honest. It does suck for them because I know some of them really like to watch my streams whilst they're just like dossing around. And some of them are like, you know, world builders and DMs in their own right. But, you know, guys, if you're going to be in one of my games, you've got to... You can't come to every single one of my streams, especially when I'm doing prep. Not a good idea. I really like the layout of the dungeon. It's not a dungeon. It's not a dungeon. Is it from Twin Peaks? I don't know. It's called Hermit Night. Once. That's the album. It was made in 2022. And the song is called Together, Just One Last Adventure. It's on the Dungeon Synth archives. This is wilderness. Yeah. This is actually wilderness. I just haven't done the cliffs yet. That's what I'm doing next. I'm doing the cliffs next. This is all supposed to be an outdoor map. This is like a ravine that's gonna feed into this area. You see? That means that my players can actually use this high ground, and we're going to detail the high ground. We're going to have like little walkways up there. We're going to have like high points where the players can, like, you know, fire arrows down if they climb up and things like that. As you guys can see, I'm being quite careful to not make the cliffs too fat along the edges, because I don't want it to look weird. But it probably will anyway, unfortunately. Oh, that area is way too thin. Let's kind of fatten that up slightly. But the idea is they're fighting against hobgoblins. So it kind of makes... I mean, they could definitely have been... And I think the idea is there is going to be a cave somewhere, and that's where, like, the boss is going to fight the party, probably. Unless I decide otherwise. I think the actual tribe is going to be on the outside. There we go. Do you Steam game live? You mean do I stream game live? No, I don't. I've had people ask, like I've had a lot of people asking me to, and I've had some of my players want me to run it too. But it's a paid game, so I just feel like it would be a bit weird for like people who actually contribute and pay money for them. I feel like, you know, they probably want some privacy. At least some of them do. My Saturday group don't really mind, but I think from my perspective, it's a little bit more stress for me if I'm having to like worry about a chat and an audience at the same time that I'm trying to run a game, if that makes any sense. What is a pay game? A pay to play. So like it's like a Patreon game where like if you support you know, Loki's lair, you get to basically play. It's kind of what I'm saying. That's why I'm going to so much effort to detail this fucking map, guys. Probably gonna do it like this. This is like a much nicer edge. But it doesn't look too over the top, as you guys can see. I didn't know you could make map borders in Dungeon Scroll. That would be helpful when I made my dungeon. What do you mean borders? What do you mean borders? You can do a lot of things. You've just got to like understand how to actually use the software effectively. I've been thinking about doing a tutorial for the software, but I just didn't really know how many people actually use it. But there could be some value in me actually doing that for people who do want to actually get started with the software. There we go. There you guys can. Oh, I've done a full coverage of that. There you go. Like usually my dungeon scroll has endless squares in every direction. Yeah, you literally just make a layer for the actual map, so you get the border. That's what I do. Yeah, so if you look on the right side here, you'll see that I literally have like a shit ton of layers. I have water detail, land, color, cliffs, hills, lines and cliffs, rocks, trees, big rocks. I basically set it up into a preset, and then I saved it as a preset map, and then what I do is I will like load up the preset, and then I'll save as to to whatever I want the map to be, and then I'll start working on it, if that makes sense. Usually that's what I do. And then every time I want to actually start working, I have all my presets already done because of like a save file that I've got access to, if that makes any sense. Maybe I should upload my my save file to Patreon. That would be pretty good, with all my presets already done. So it is quite helpful if you are interested in map making like that. Which I love map making. It's one of my favorite things, and I've used so many softwares over the years. I've used Dragon Map Maker, I've used Dungeon Painter, and this is my favorite one. And it's probably the most simplistic looking as well. And it really is. It's very easy to use. Very, very easy to use. And also it makes the maps look kind of quirky. Like I like the look of these maps. I like the detail. Or lack of, to be honest. Well, not lack of, but at least with these maps, my players kind of know what's going on, and they understand that there's like difference in height. They understand like, oh, this color means this color means that. The grey around the edges means that it's cliffs. Like, it's all very self-explanatory for my players, and I think that's very, very good. Because the last thing I want is for my players to be fucking confused, and we have to explain shit to them like 10 times. That's not good for anybody, really, is it? Yeah, I'm getting a bit impatient, so I'm kind of rushing around the edges now, but I'll touch them up if I need to. Yeah, I really do enjoy making maps. It's one of my favorite things. Either like maps like this or like overland maps. I like making world maps and like hex maps and stuff like that. I'm overdue actually to make a map all about using like actually making hex maps. Oh, sorry, a video. Yeah, I'm overdue making a video on hex maps and hex mapping in general. I've had a lot of people. Lie down, Bandit. Sorry guys, I got a dog. His name is Bandit, and he's a pug. He likes talking. It's been a really windy few days, so my doors keep banging, so Bandit thinks like there's fucking people trying to break into the house. Did she? That's funny. Small world, isn't it? Good name for a dog, honestly. I always get compliments on his name. Like, oh, that's a cool name for a pug. It's like, yeah, dude. Literally a black pug. But yeah, so once we've done the cliffs and you guys can clearly see that this is not a fucking cave map, we're gonna start actually detailing it, and we're gonna add fortifications. We're gonna be adding. Oh, let's fucking do this. We're gonna be adding like cliffs and like natural steps to kind of show off the terrain levels as well. And hopefully that's going to kind of give us everything that we really need to run this effectively. Yeah, almost done. You know what? I'm going to like get rid of this. Make this like a freeway. A freeway entryway instead. There we go. Let's get rid of that. And if you... Oh, wait. Wrong. We're not on hills. My bad. We're on the wrong layer, so it didn't actually do anything. Yikes. We'll just do it again. Cool. Is it like a dense forest? No? You're trolling me, right? Please. Oh, God. What do you use to make your maps? Gonna go fucking... I'm literally gonna shoot myself in the head if anybody else asks me that fucking question. Oh, Christ. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and reiterate this once more. These aren't trees, okay? These aren't fucking trees. These are fucking cliffs and hills. This is a hilly biome that the party are in. So these are fucking hills. These are fucking hills, please. And like little like rock formations and shit. And they're not gelatinous slimes. No, they're not. If you want to see what trees look like in my preset, this is what they look like. There you go. That's a tree. That's another tree. Alright? That's a fucking tree. Please. No, please! I don't want to leave. Big ass tree. I'll show you something that's big and got an ass. Why? 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 That was weird. Good enough tree, I'd say. All right. All right. Let's read these messages. Yeah. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I got a bit distracted. Alright, cliffs. Alright, so guys, this is a hilly biome. Rikishi's ass. Yes, dude, I love Rikishi's ass. Oh, we got a new subscriber, didn't we? Ah, dude, thanks. Thanks, guys. Thanks for subscribing. Oh, that's so good. I appreciate it. We got a new video coming out at midday Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you guys go check it out when it comes out. It's all about the difference between like experience points and milestone leveling. And I just thought it'd be a really interesting video to discuss. And I haven't really talked about it much on the Discord. I just figured it might be quite cool. So, you know, check it out. Leave a comment on what you prefer and what you think is better. And if you think I've missed anything out in the video, you can let me know what I've missed out. You know, what other things could be considered. Yeah, thanks for subscribing. I do appreciate that. If you're actually in the live stream, which you're probably not. You're probably watching one of my videos. New video, let's go! Yeah! Yeah, guys, you can, if you actually go on that video, you can actually click for it to give you a reminder, like when it's like about to come out. And we're doing a premiere today, which means that like there's going to be a chat, and you can actually type in it and stuff like that. It's going to be pretty cool. I'll be there. Okay, I'm actually really excited that we've actually got this fucking cliff shit finished, because it is kind of annoying. Alrighty guys, so this is a hill biome. We've got a hobgoblin camp right in the center here. I've made it pretty open because I want my players to be able to attack it from different angles. If you say it's trees once more, seriously, I'm not playing. I'm not playing today. I'm not playing. Do you ever have a brush that's striped or has lines to illustrate cliffs? No. I mean, actually they might. Is it better for it to be like that? Without like an actual light outline to it? Or would you rather actually have it be coloured in? That looks a bit scuffed, doesn't it? That looks better. I actually really hurt my fist doing that. Fucking hell. Yikes. Hatching? The hatching looks kind of shit though. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately I can't really do anything with it. What about shading? Yeah, it's a bit dog shit too, isn't it? Yeah, they don't really have any tools for that, by the looks of it. Yeah, but I mean, you shouldn't really be like super zoomed out when you're actually in combat, though. When you're actually like using this map, you should be pretty zoomed in on Roll20 or Foundry or whatever. You shouldn't be like doing a fucking. I mean, I guess you can do the overview, can't you? But as long as my players understand that this is all like cliff base, I don't really think it's an issue, to be honest. So yeah, now I'm doing some like steps. And we're going to do some lines and cliffs as well. Just to kind of like give it a bit of detail. There we go. Yeah, that looks a bit shit, doesn't it? Erase that edge. There we go. I know that was a really, like, fine fucking line to edit, but... what can I say? That's what I'm like. There you go. Cool. Alrighty, so where were we? Where were we? Let's keep doing this. So we're gonna... yes, we're having it go downhill a little bit. And I think what I want is for this area to actually be high ground. We're gonna start detailing that. Like the idea there might be like a little area here. Looks a bit weird, but you know, we'll go for it. Is this a combat map or just general? This is a combat map, Katie. This is a fucking combat map. And I've made it very open because I like the idea that my players can maybe like use choke points. They can sneak around. They can kind of use high ground. And this is very basic. Like this is very early level, but I've got like an hour or so to really work on this. So I'm gonna put as much detail into it as I can. I'm not actually running a session next week because I'm going to Alton Towers. So, you know, I want this week to be very, very good. So my players, you know, are like satisfied, I suppose, if that makes any sense. Can they climb the hills though? Yeah, they can climb the cliffs. They've just got to have like a decent climbing skill. If they're like really bad at climbing, then, you know, they're probably not going to be able to do that, are they? If they have like climbing tools, like that would be good. I actually got kind of a cool idea here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this line up to here. I'm going to have this part... fuck off. That was... what? Undo. I'm going to have this bit kind of come around here. That looks like an ass. Nice. Can we make it look a bit cooler? Now you can see I'm just dragging it, which changes how it looks. Yeah, it's alright. And then what I'm going to do, and it's kind of cool, I'm going to have this actually run down here and link to this wall, make this, like... can I point to it? No, I can't. I'll finish it and then I'll explain kind of what I'm thinking. But yeah, the idea is that there's kind of like a walkway down here, right? And maybe this is like a 10-foot drop, so if the player tries to leap off of this, they might take some fall damage. So they might want to actually go down the steps and run along. So yeah, they can climb the hills, and you're a Neanderthal and suck at dungeon scroll. You know who else is a Neanderthal? My fucking dog, who keeps barking. Little bandit. Bandit, lie down. Yeah, I'm watching you. Do you ever put stuff on top of the hills to encourage climbers? Yeah, I do. So like if you're playing like a barbarian or something, like, and you've got like a really good athletics, yeah, you could like climb the rocks, and then maybe there's a big boulder on top, and you can like push the boulder off and like, you know, kill a bunch of people who are underneath it or something. I'm a very creative DM, and I like rewarding creativity, so if you come up with a smart way to use the environment, I'll let you do a lot more damage than your sword would. It's all about like how hard it is for you to actually do it, and then I kind of come up with the payoff, right? So for example, if a player who's got like a lightning magic is able to lure a load of like enemies into like shallow water, and then they like shock the water, like that's very creative. I'll allow them to do whatever damage they would have done normally, but to all the enemies in the water. Bandit, lie down. 1 second, guys. I'm going to close my windows because that's why he's getting stressed out. He thinks that people are like banging on the door, and he doesn't like it when people bang on the door. Give me a sec. Bandit, fucking lie down. Get up there. Ugh, fucking sick. Let's go. Any plans on monsters, or are you just keeping that secret just in case? I mean, it's going to be a hobgoblin camp, but I could have a couple of like small monster dens that if the party cross and like fail on a check, maybe like the monster joins the initiative and is like a third party, and will hunt either hobgoblins or players who come near his lair. That's quite cool, isn't it? That's pretty cool, especially for a big open map like this. Maybe we should do that. Do any of you guys got any ideas of like a monster that we could use? It's kind of like lowish CR. Like something that's not too crazy. Something that's not just gonna one-shot a player. I don't know. Yeah, so far so good. I'm kind of liking the map as it stands. I'm just kind of thinking about like how I want this place to look. And I'm gonna add a little bit more here. Make this another walkway. And have there be some steps here. Have there be quite a few steps here, why not, right? And have this be like a really big high point. Maybe that's why it's really thin, like the cliffs look really thin over here, is maybe it's actually quite easy to climb up. My mind immediately went to troll. Yeah, but last time I used a troll, I ended up killing like 3 players. I don't know if I'm allowed to use trolls anymore. My games have been pretty deadly recently. I'd like to say that it's my fault, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really know why. Spiders? Spiders are cool. And that means I can trick everybody who's got like arachnophobia, you know, which is always fun. When people are like, oh, you know, you should have like a system. You know, what are they called? What are they called? Those like systems in place, like red light, green light, yellow light. Where if there's like content that makes people uncomfortable, people can like say what color light, and if people are not comfortable, you don't do it, or you retcon it, right? No, if you're afraid of spiders, I want to have some spiders in the campaign. I want to make you scream. I want to make you scream. I want to make you panic. It's fun. Like, I'm afraid of heights. But I would literally get such a fucking adrenaline high if I felt like I was, you know, falling to my death or something. I'd probably have a fucking stroke. Yeah, you guys can see I'm kind of being a bit like YOLO with the map right now, and there's you know, I've got every reason to fucking do that if I'm being candid. Sometimes I just kind of like make things and just kind of see how it goes, and see if I like it. And if I don't like it, I'll change my mind. You know. And so far, I'm pretty pleased. I think we're gonna make the lines a little bit like maybe 3 rather than 4. It just feels a bit fat. Maybe 2? Nah, I think 3. 3's good. 3's good. There you go. That looks better. I think that looks a lot better. Psycho DM tortures players. Hey, man. Shut the fuck up. Hey, lie down, bandit. Noisy. Yeah, I don't know what's going on in my house at the moment. Okay, so far so good. Okay. So I've got a color thing that I kind of just use, and I just change it to whatever color I feel like I need at the moment. And I've got it currently to green, but I'm gonna change it to like brown or like grey. And I'm just gonna have like some different kind of colors in this area. I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna represent. Maybe like a different terrain type or something. But yeah, I'm just gonna like kind of color this area in. Okay. So what I'm just adding a bit of detail coloring now to everything. I think this place is going to be a good spot for it too. Let's do some rocks. Let's do some rocks as well. Where should we put some rocks? I think a rock here would be good. Monster ideas: baby dragon, umber hulk, small stone elemental, giant frog, grick, giant rats, roper, rust monsters, and giant spiders. That's pretty cool. You know what's funny? I don't use kobolds in my campaigns. I don't like them. I don't like what 5e's done to them. And I could use like the OG kobolds. But I don't know, man. I don't really use them. There we go. Yeah, I mean, what would be the reasoning for there to be an elemental here? Because I'm very, like, verisimilitude based. I wouldn't want to, like, have something like that be here unless there was a reason. I mean, maybe we could go with, like, the, 100 years ago, a fat, powerful sorcerer had a earth elemental and it was dormant for a long time. But that just seems kind of weird. You know? Dude, that could be cool, Don. That could be cool. I don't mind that at all. See, I'm just adding some rocks here and there, just making some little locations for them. Are they gonna actually have any value? Not really. But usually when players have spells like Magic Stone, I usually say if you want to get stones, you need to go to a boulder. It's better than just like arbitrarily turning around and saying, yeah, there's rocks by your feet. If I say, yeah, that if you go to a boulder or a rock nearby, you can get like little shards of it and that have kind of broken off. It's pretty smart. I like the idea that there's like like an earth elemental guarding something, but like, what? Just like a magical item? Why is there a magical item out here? And where is it? Is it in like a tiny little shrine? What faction is it? Is it dwarves? Is it like a dwarven shrine? Maybe the hobgoblins are trying. Well, no. To be fair, the hobgoblins are all. I'm running Keep on the Borderlands. So the whole idea is that the hobgoblins are working with. They're working with the cultists. So and it's going to be my way of kind of tying the cultists more in and getting them more involved in the story. But the cultists are like, they're very similar to the cultists in my Baramaze module. They're basically the same race, or sorry, the same religion, same culture. They're just like an offshoot of it. How big is your rumor table? It's a D... I think it's like a D12. D12 normally. Depends on how many rumors I've got. Sometimes I have like ChatGPT make rumors for me, but a lot of them are very high fantasy, and I'm not a very high fantasy dungeon master. I'm much more low fantasy. If that makes sense. My dogs are kind of settling, but I think people are in the house right now. We're having like a lot of painting done. I'm moving out next month, and there's just been a lot of like renovations and stuff to the house. Pretty cool. Cool. So you can see now, you know, I've actually put rocks up here, so this is now cover that like archers, rangers, other spellcasters could use. They could crouch behind it and fire down on hobgoblins. And the idea is, this is a proper tribe, so there are dozens of members of this hobgoblin tribe, and if the party fight them in a frontal like assault, they'll get absolutely mowed down. There is literally a 0% chance that the players can beat them in like a full-on fight. And the good thing is that my Saturday group, like, and to be fair, like my Wednesday group too, but like my Saturday group especially are very good at like realizing when things are too difficult. Usually, which really helps them from losing characters when they definitely could. Well, where do we want to have this guardian be? I don't know, man. I like the idea, but I really don't want to take away from this whole like story point. And the whole plot point is that like the hobgoblin leader is going to be juiced as fuck. He's going to be like enchanted by dark magic, and the party can be like, holy fucking shit, this hobgoblin's on fucking like steroids, like magical steroids. He's been juiced by necrotic energy, and he's gonna like thank his master for making him this powerful and say that he's going to bring down the warriors of light. I don't like the word light, because that implies that they're like pure. I need to come up with a better word. Is there like a slur for dragon? I don't know. The idea is like the players are like dragon followers, aren't they? Maybe I should come up with one. Yeah, I think it's going to be a hob chief. I think it's gonna be a Hob Chief, but I'm gonna rework the stat block before we start the session. Yeah, it's actually looking really good. Worm, that's good, yeah. So how would they refer wormlings? Yeah, but there's nothing in the adventure that says that, like, although saying that, all of the men. The idea of the adventure is that a merchant basically got attacked on the roads, and his caravan guards were wiped out, and he managed to flee to the town, and he wants his black book retrieved, like a black ledger book with all of his like transactional details and stuff that was left with his belongings. And the party are basically going out to retrieve this book. And the merchant said, you know, if you find any of my treasure, any of my stuff, you can just keep that. Just make sure you get me that black book, and I'll pay you very handsomely for it. So the party had been tracking down the hobgoblins that did the attack to this location. But what they don't realise is that the hobgoblins are not just a group of random hobgoblins who are just like trying to make money and fuck bitches, you know, fuck bitches, play fucking blackjack. They're actually like genuine grunts, occultists, and there's a genuine reason why they're doing what they're doing. Worm grovelers. Nice. So, yeah, there could actually be a few of the caravan guards still alive, and every round he like executes another one and empowers himself more. Oh, that could be really sexy, dude. I don't want this encounter to be too difficult, like this whole situation to be too difficult. There's going to be a lot of enemies on this map, but the idea is, as you can see, the map is quite big, right, guys? I'm going to actually space out enemies and have, like, different little, like, cohorts in different areas, and allow the players to deal with each group one at a time, rather than dealing with them all collectively. The only instances where groups will, like, reinforce is if the players make too much noise, or if maybe I roll a 1 on a d6. At the end of every round. If I roll a 1 on a d6, maybe more reinforcements will arrive from the next group. But I'm not going to add more enemies to that. I'm just going to use enemies from different cohorts. So, for example, if there are 35 hobgoblins in this encampment, there will only be 35. I'm not going to add another 10 if I roll a 1. Don, you got to join one of the games, man. I've got slots available. And I'm looking to set up a third game. I'm looking to set up a Shadow Dark game. I've already got one person signed up for it. I just need like 2 or 3 more players to really get started. And it's going to be a genuine it's going to be a genuine weekly session. We're gonna probably do an old school module. I'm thinking about running the Veiled Society as the first. It would be an urban adventure to begin with. Allows me to kind of roleplay with you guys, and yeah, it's quite fun. There's some other modules that I've got my eye on as well, to be fair. I've also been thinking about doing the Evils of Ilmire, which would be really nice because it would allow me to continue to run the themed campaign that I'm running. Green slime can be pretty scary. Yeah, I've killed a player with jellies before. But yeah, you know, I'm looking for players. Obviously, my games are pay to play. Weekly sessions for my main groups are £15 per week, but the new game that I'm starting soon is going to be £10 a week. But it's not going to be for as long. It's only going to be a 3-hour session rather than 5 hours, and it's going to be Shadow Dark rather than D&D. So it's a little bit different. Cool, I think we've got enough stones in this area. So, I think I'm going to do some over here now. I want a really big one here. Yeah, let's have a really big, like, boulder. Like, a piece of cliff that's kind of, like, fell off. Or something, I don't really know. I kind of like the idea that this could be, like, a hiding point. I'm always trying to come up with, like, cool terrain features. And this would be a really cool terrain feature, right? Like, you can kind of hide down here. Pretty easily as well. So, like, rogues and stuff could really take advantage of this for, like, sneak attack. That's what I'm thinking. You guys think I should do a poll for what videos I make next week? I've got a load of ideas, but I've been feeling a little bit deflated recently. My videos haven't really been doing as well as I would have liked for some of the topics that I've talked about, and I've just felt a little bit deflated. You know, back in the day, I used to be an interviewer and a talk show host, and I used to do really, really well. And I'm kind of used to getting that kind of gratification from what I do, and it's I know it's like a really bad mentality to have, but I'm only fucking human, you know? I'm just kind of looking for topics or ideas that I feel like are going to go down well. No worries, Rex. Thanks for being here, bro. I appreciate the ideas. Very, very cool of you. Yeah, we're just touching up the edges right now. Yeah, some of the I haven't done the best job of the cliffs, really. We do need to kind of go over some of them and fix them, but it could be worse. There we go. Cool. Alright, so how are we doing? We've got lots of rocks. Should we start doing the palisade? Where are they getting trees from? That's what I'm kind of curious about. I think there's quite a lot of trees to the south. Maybe I'll describe as the players approach, they see a lot of, like, you know, trees that have been cut down, just like the trunks are left over. Stumps of the trees, and that can kind of make sense of why we actually have palisade wall here. Yeah, I'm gonna do like an end to either side, and then we'll actually do some lines here, and we'll actually have it run to like a middle point. Or we could just do a load of little circles and actually have it be like kind of realistic. Doesn't really add too much time to it, does it? It looks quite cool. We can have them be different sizes too, and different shapes, because kind of yeah, that one can fuck off. Let's try that again. My hands are a bit shaky today. I don't know why. Maybe I need some sugar or something. Let me blow my nose really quickly, guys. Brilliant. Yeah, so that's a little palisade wall that we've got here. I'll probably do one more on either side to really represent that you can't go around it. And let's make the roughness 0. There we go. We've got a little bit of a palisade here. Imagine they've probably got one over here as well. This one's a bit bigger, so I don't think we can do the full area. Instead, I've got a cool idea. What if we do lines and cliffs, and we have a cliff face here? We have it run for only a part of it. and then we have the rest of it be palisade. That means that there's an area that players can climb over quite easily, or fire arrows over or through, if that makes sense. It's quite sick. I like that a lot. Yeah, I can have them all connected, and it just kind of it looks quite cool, actually. I like that kind of that look. Looks pretty sick. Yeah, it just kind of connects on. Looks like anal beads, doesn't it, actually? Anyway, yeah, so that's cool. We got that. Very nice. That side's done too. Kind of liking the idea of this being a bit of a dip over here. Just like a very slight one. And then we can do lines and cliffs again. The big thing about me doing these maps, guys, is that I'm actually using layers, right? So I'm layering different colors and different line sizes to kind of get the result that I want from this area. There isn't really an easier way of doing something like this, especially with like two-dimensional maps. This is kind of the best thing you can really do in the grand scheme of things. Wonder if you could do a cave layered underneath one of the cliff walls. I could, yeah. If what you mean is like, for example, here, if I just like got rid of the contents of this area and then had it be underneath, yeah, I could do that. And what I could also do is I could save a PNG of this area with the top as well, and I could have two layers on top of each other, and I could get rid of the map layer for the top part if they actually go in, and vice versa, or I could GM layer it. So, you know, there are things you can do. It's just not the easiest thing in the world. It's a bit, yeah, it's a bit of work. Usually what I do is I just have it be like off the map. Be like a separate entity on the map, if that makes any sense. Ah, fuck me. My allergies are going fucking crazy today because of the humidity in the UK. We've been having really hot weather, and it's gonna rain today. Like there's a lot of moisture in the air. We're overdue a bit of rain, so we're gonna get it soon. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think this is where the main camp's gonna be. So we're gonna make some shacks, and we're gonna have it be zero-sided. How big should they be? Like maybe 10 by 10. One. They don't have to be perfectly round. I feel like that's pretty good shape-wise. Should we have it be a bit just like a bit all over the place? Yeah, I kind of like the idea of it being a bit all over the place. I'll have one there. I'll have another one here. We're just kind of making some shacks in this area. We're gonna have some over here too, I think. I think we'll have one out here. One over here too. That's a bit big. I guess that one's a bit more important, right? Make this one a bit smaller. Cool. And I think we're gonna need quite a few. We're gonna need this place to be pretty big, and I like this because what it means is the players might like set the shacks on fire and be fighting between different buildings. If it gets really serious and hectic and crazy. The idea is maybe a couple of hobgoblins could be in each of these. We want obviously quite a lot. Quite a few. Maybe there's some more over here as well. Cool. You know, I was thinking it could be opened up, but keeping that darker shade. In regards to what? That's quite a few though. I think that's good. I think that's enough like shacks. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna do the entrances to each. Have that kind of defined. Just in case players like want to go in them. And they know obviously what angle to do that. Let's just want to smash their way through. All of them? Oh, okay. A few more. I think we'll just have these ones facing each other, why not? Doesn't really bother me too much. There we go. They look like little brown balloons, don't they? It's funny. Okay, where are we going to have the entrance? I think the entrance is going to be here. This looks like a really nice spot for it. Let's make it like this. Have it kind of dip in. And then this is where the main cave is going to be, where like a lot of the hobgoblin treasure is going to be kept. Safe, you know, indoors and kind of safely tucked away. Right, so if we're going to have some prisoners, where should we have those? I'm gonna erase a couple of these actually. I'm gonna erase this one. I'm gonna erase this one here as well. We're going to have this area be kind of where prisoners might be kept, and maybe where they eat as well. Maybe there's like a big fire here. And I think there is actually an image that we can use for fire. I hope so, at least. Will it let me search? Fire? Yeah, okay. Maybe have it be a bit bigger. Specifically on this hex here. Cool. I'd imagine there would be other smaller fires elsewhere as well, so we'll make some smaller ones. Have one here. Maybe another one like here as well. Just have some options, you know. Keep it cool. I'm just deciding whether we need... Lola! What are you doing? Stop whining! What's going on, Ivan? How you doing, mate? Good to see you. Well, I didn't work. I did the wrong one, didn't I? I need to do colour instead. Yeah, I'm going to add some colour here. This space. There we go. What are we missing, really? Apart from obviously just like miscellaneous objects that I'm probably not going to really do. Maybe some more rocks. Do some more rocks. Oh, brilliant, man. I fuck with that. Ooh. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. Kill me. I'm literally dying here. There we go, that's it done. I've been meaning to work on some modules and stuff like that. This is so much I'm kind of doing at the moment. I think I've decided, by the way, that my next campaign is going to be a new world. I think I want to. I think I want to start a new campaign world, or go back to a world that I did before, because I've run a few different campaigns now in this campaign setting, and I do like the setting, but at the same time I've got a really exciting idea for my next campaign that I'm gonna run. A new world? Yeah. Which is cool, because it means I can obviously make videos talking about like what I actually do to make a campaign setting, because you know, I haven't done that because I already had the setting. I didn't really. It wouldn't have been a good use of my time to do that. But now that I might be actually making a new setting, it's pretty valuable for me to sit and talk to you guys about how I actually would go through the steps of doing that. Could share with you the manuscript if you're interested to do the same. Seems Nurgle is after you. Yeah, he is. I mean, I don't really have time to be running anything else, any other modules or anything like that right now. I'm running like 2 games. I'm looking to set up a 3rd game. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be running Evils of Ilmire for that game. Unless the players that I have really want to do like the Veiled Society. Ugh. In the 19th century? Maybe you should do it. The campaign that I'm looking, if I start a new campaign, I'm doing well, Levi, I'm doing a campaign that's a very similar period to what you're looking to run. I'm doing fucking the Dark Ages, dude. I have an old campaign setting called Egoria, and it was set in like kind of late Middle Ages. So we're talking like 800s, 900s. But I want to do that campaign again, but I want to do it from like the 400s, 500s instead, and have it be all about setting up settlements and sailing and exploring uncharted lands and things like that, and fighting against mythological monsters. It'd be pretty good. And I've run a campaign like it before, but it was like 300 years later. I want to go earlier. Like, my campaign was more like about the spread of Christianity or like a religion like Christianity. I don't want Christianity to be really a thing in what I do. I want it to be a pantheon faith, at least to begin with. Okay. Cool, that looks nice. I don't want one bigger than the other. That looks stupid as fuck. Yeah, we'll see like that. Why not? Alrighty. That could be quite cool. I was looking to do a much more like Anglo-Saxon vibe though. Have the players be these kind of pagans looking for sanctuary. That just sounded really appealing to me. And then maybe, you know, have the... Not maybe, what I would do is I'd have the actions of the players define history and define lore. So I'd have them be kind of the founders of locations, of places, of kingdoms, of religions, and allow my players to basically shape the world. And the idea is if they shape it in a really good way, well, even if they don't, I'll probably just make edits. I'll build it into an actual campaign setting for my the TTRPG I want to make in the next like 3 to 5 years. Which is pretty cool, right? Being able to be a player who could actually define a setting. Be a hero in that setting. Obviously, probably a long dead hero, mind you. But still a hero. That's very cool, Ivan, and that's kind of what something similar to what I did in my last game. And whilst it was very fun, I don't really want my next campaign to be centered around religious strife as much. As much. The fuck? My dogs are like fucking fighting each other. Like play fighting, but still. It's being very noisy. Alright. Wait, I did the wrong. Need to use... Where is it? Cliffs. Rocks, there we go. Nice, okay. Well, I'm definitely basing it off, like, the UK. I'm definitely doing, like, a British Isles idea, so I'm not really planning on, like, expanding the setting until I've at least done one or two campaigns in the setting, if that makes sense. But I'm hoping to actually run a campaign that I'm going to run for, like, the next 5 or more years. And I really want to build it up over the years with different groups and different stories, and yeah, I've got some really cool ideas, and I'm very excited to actually go back to playing into something like that. I feel like there's a lot more I can work with, and it's still going to be the same in terms of like, it's still going to be pretty low fantasy. It's just I'm going to have there be a lot more kind of like folklore, and have there be a lot more like fey creatures and things like that. There we go. Yeah, it's true. You know, it's cool to have like an ancient civilization, and then that kind of gives you the opportunity to actually have ruins and things like that. So you're not going to be able to really have that with primitive societies. See, I was thinking about going the other way with it and having like the Romans be elves, but they don't come from a faraway land. They were like the original inhabitants of the land, and they like, I don't know, I haven't really decided why their numbers began to dwindle. Maybe it was sickness, maybe it was civil war. But basically, they've kind of like died off, and a lot of their ruins are like scattered throughout the lands. So I think it was going to be more elven than like other human, the ruins, and then that can make the elven language quite interesting to learn and like study, and be able to use that, you know, education to be able to like decipher ruins and deal with traps and things like that. You right, baby? Oh, good dog. Good dog. Got up some ideas right now. I'm going to put like a big rock here that kind of blocks this passage, so players have to climb over it. I like that a lot. Yeah, I think elves are a good shout, and obviously I can use dwarfs for a similar reason as well. I like the idea that in my setting the dwarfs are going to be really like... Dwarfs don't really travel outside of their strongholds, and if a player plays a dwarf, it'll be like very, very rare. You know? Like very, very rare. Like they're very solitary, very family based. If you're adventuring as a dwarf, then you're probably in exile. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the cliffs on this side really tall and make this kind of like area that can't really be climbed very easily. It's just suck a little bit from like a player point of view. Like, why can't I just like climb it, dude? It's like, well, you can, it's just a lot taller. And if a player actually does that, then, you know, good for them. Oh shit, I did the wrong one again. Try that again. There's 2 cliffs this time. You know, it's good for them, what I would say. So yeah, that immediately looks a lot a lot bigger. We're gonna have to clean the edges up with these rocks and stuff, though. It's the only thing. Which is a bit annoying, isn't it? But yeah, I've decided I'm gonna do this, so I'm gonna do it. I think what I will do here is I'm gonna actually peel this back. I'm gonna actually delete some of this and kind of get a new shape this area. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, you weren't fucking lying, man. Nurgle's coming for me, isn't he? He really is. Ooh, sorry about that. I think I might go to the bathroom and just like get some more toilet roll in a second because I'm running out. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of that and then we're gonna add some more. We're gonna actually do it right this time. You can see this, you know, with there being more cliff, the players are going to assume, oh, this side's wider, right? It's like, yeah, obviously. Obviously. And it's good for your players to just assume things like that. So. And they'll be all good. There we are. Yeah, make this a lot taller. Any parts of this that we should fatten up a little bit? Oh, I don't want to leave. I don't know why it does that. It's really annoying. Probably, so this area a little bit. We can fatten this area up. And we'll fatten this part up too. And we'll fatten up this part. Really give that you know, that idea that it's a lot wider on this side. Include a giant wicker effigy of their gods. Oh, that's really interesting. So, basically, the players have been dealing with hobgoblins now for a couple of weeks. And one of the players, who's playing a warlock, has a lot of fire magic. And it seems whenever he tries to do something to the hobgoblins that is fire-based, he seems to fail the check, or the hobgoblins succeed the save. And it's become a bit of a running joke now that it just doesn't seem to work. But I've decided, because I haven't really got a lot of lore written for the hobgoblins, at least in terms of their religion, I've decided they worship a fire god. That's what I've decided, and the reason I've decided that is because the player was able to succeed against on fire spells. So it's just and I think that's really cool as a DM, is to like kind of roll with the punches, and if your players just can't seem to land fire magic against the enemy, maybe it's because the enemy worship a fire god and are imbued with fire magic or something. I don't know. They're not afraid of fire. They're more likely to succeed. I don't know. But what I do know is stuff like that is really cool. So I'd recommend it. Okay, we've definitely fattened this up now, I think. And we're going to have to get rid of these fucking rocks that are like weirdly positioned. But let's just get rid of these. This one's fine. That one can go. Any others? That one's fine. Yep, okay, Cool. That wasn't actually too bad. I just need to line up some of these edges a little bit, and I think we'll be okay. There you go, that's one. Can extend this. Maybe a bit more centered. There we go. Have this be a little bit. Can we? Yeah, that's not good, is it? Okay, that's how I can do that. Okay, so what and then I can turn it. Yeah, that looks kind of weird, but we'll do it. That looks a little bit weird. Which dungeon sim? I'm listening to Vindkalda, Enchantments of Old Lore. It's on the Dungeon Synth Archives YouTube channel. I mean, they are red goblin guys, so maybe their god gave them thick tan. I like that. That's pretty sick. I like that. They could do druid-style sacrifices, put offerings, including captives, in their fire god, and set it alight to send the offering to him. It's kind of horny. I like that. Come here, dog. Come here, big dog. Yeah, he's not big. He's a little dog. Ugh. Alright. Lie down, dude. Right, so that's... I mean, we've done a lot. We've done a lot. I don't think we're gonna have any trees. I feel like this is a very tree-free zone. And I don't know where there would be. There could be trees on top of one of these hillsides, couldn't there? To be fair. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Actually, I'm gonna have some trees up on like this hillside over here. For just no reason. Just because. Why not? Right? YOLO. I mean, to be fair, that's like a good reason just to add things. Don't overthink terrain features. Just add them, you know, if you want to. Don't think, oh well, the enemy could use this boulder to get a +5 to their AC. Like, no, don't think of it like that. It's not a good. I don't think it's really a healthy way of running games. Not to say that you can't come up with terrain features to help you, but I don't know. My dog keeps licking my arm, so I'm not able to actually get the angle that I want. Why did it stop licking me? Stop licking me, you little monster. Yeah, I like the idea that we've got some over here, and then we've got some over here too. So if the players flank around, they could use the trees as cover. And they could, yeah, they could fell the trees onto the buildings if they wanted to. Like, that sounds pretty fucking sick. I've got a lot of gaming. I've got a game today. I'm going to be running a one-shot tomorrow as well, running some Shadow Dark. Yeah, it's a good gaming weekend for me. I'm not going to be able to do anything next weekend, so make the most of it. Make the most of it. I was thinking about doing some more here, but actually I kind of like the idea of maybe just having like some cliffs here, some like lines of cliffs. Just having different terrain. I like it a lot. That's not what I wanted. I wanted actual steps. There we go. And then we'll do that on the other side too. Cool. Maybe we can have some rocks behind here as well. Make that radius 6, because that's a nice small radius. It's nice and easy. I have a boulder here. Bit of a weird shaped one, but we'll go with it. We'll have a nice circular one here. I say circular, you know what I mean. Have a softer shape. Cool. So one thing I want is I want the hobgoblins to actually have control over some of these hillsides. Like, they're not stupid. Hobgoblins are very intelligent, and they will like fight for their territory. So I do want ladders set up in locations, and I just don't really know if I maybe I should do the ladders actually on the Roll20 and add them in locations so that they're more defined. So I don't really know how I would do them on the map. You know, like is there actually like a ladder image on here? I mean, there are. Yeah, that one looks weird. Down and up. So there is this one. But who's going to actually see that? Who's actually going to notice? I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, it doesn't need to be super obvious. But if I was, for example, going to have one here. Have one there. Yeah, I think it's probably better just to do it on the Roll20. But yeah, I like the idea that they've actually got access to wood. So I'm not going to do this. This pattern means that it's very tall. I think if it's just long, it means it's close to the ground, right? It's more like sandbag-esque coverage. So I like the idea that there might be some cover up here. Let's make it like radius 4. That's not very straight. I mean, trees are a bit curved. People aren't going to be mad, are they? That's a bit fatter, isn't it? Why is that so fat? There you go. Yeah, but I don't think there's going to be anything too interesting in any of these hurts. I mean, why would you do that? That sounds like way too much work with no payoff, when I can just describe what's inside. If there is a hobgoblin in there, I can just say, yeah, there's a hobgoblin in there, what do you want to do? Apparently Bandit wants to attack the hobgoblin, he just fucking sat up. For no reason. Yeah, this dog, he's a mascot, he's a hobgoblin destroyer, right? Yeah. Looks a bit like a hobgoblin, actually. Black one, obviously, but... yeah, I like the idea that this is like a main fortification zone for them. So they're going to have quite a few pieces of wood. This is like +2 to their AC coverage. Maybe +5 if they crouch down. Maybe, but like it's a lot of work for very little payoff, mate. And I could spend the time doing that. I don't know, coming up with some cool items or working on a couple of stat blocks. You know, I haven't got unlimited time, so spend the time wisely. You know. Yeah, I like the idea of this map actually having like this kind of defensive position, because now the players are gonna be like, okay, we need to get on the high ground, like we need to have people up there to deal with the hobgoblins who are up there. We'll just have some archers up here, much shooty boys. I don't think we'll even have any melee They'll just all be ranged troops, which means that if a martial character can get up there, it's harvesting season, you know? It's fucking harvesting season. That's the way I look at it. I think my dog has just butt spooged. Lovely, mate. Delicious. We love that. Alright. Yeah, but yeah, it's okay. Do we want any more, like, steps? Well, we need one here, don't we? If this is supposed to be, like, terrain coming up. I think this map's come together quite nicely, actually. I remember when I first started, people were saying, oh, are those trees? Talking about the fucking hills and the cliffs. They were like, oh, are those trees? Like, no, they're not trees. Oh, we're using the wrong thing. Let's use lines and cliffs. Yeah, players can kick down ladders. They could pick up a ladder and move it to another location and then start climbing it somewhere else. Players can tie their ropes to some of the wood and then fucking roll down on the rope if they want to. Like, I'm giving players a lot of options of things that they can do, and I think that's really fun. So, you know, why be a cunt about it? You know, it's not really worth anything. This is much more interesting than the map that I originally did. So I did a map originally, and it was a lot less interesting than this. I'll actually show you guys what my... Like, this is why I like sometimes the session ending a little bit early and having a bit more time to prep. The original version of this, which I did the other week, was this. Which is very basic. But I decided today that because of how the players have handled it, they've intentionally tried to, like, antagonize the hobgoblins, and they've let them know that they're in the area, that they're killing hobgoblins, and they want to, like, obviously destroy their camp. So the idea is, I realize that, like, all the other hobgoblins from the other camp are going to come here, and there's going to be a shit ton of hobgoblins in this area, like, more than what's on the map. And I thought, this is kind of a small area, and it's not really that exciting. It's not a very exciting location to fight. So that's why I kind of decided and was like, yeah, we're going to do this. I still took the major idea of having this kind of enclosed area be like the main battleground, the main fighting ground, but you know, I've added all this extra terrain and these different features and like walkways and stuff just to kind of add a little bit more excitement and to give players like opportunities to retreat and set up traps and shit. So I'm quite pleased. I'm quite pleased now. I think this is kind of what I wanted, really, to begin with. I just didn't really have the time to begin with to do it like this. And you know, if I don't get to something that I've planned, I usually just make it better. Give them one ballista, trust me. If I give them a ballista, they'll get fucking rolled, dude. To be fair, if I give them a ballista and the party are, like, intentionally arrogant and decide to, like, stand in front of the ballista and, like, risk it, then they're gonna... Then obviously they're gonna get fucked, aren't they? Like, that just goes with the territory. In the battle that you missed, Levi, we actually had... The enemy had a ballista, and one of the encounters was literally, like, taking the ballista, which was really, really cool. You guys lost quite a few soldiers to that ballista. Bit of a yikes. There we go. Right, mate, out! Come on, mate. Get out. Cool. yeah, I think this is pretty much done. Unless I still really want to have a location where there's, what's it called? There's like a guardian or a monster. That could be like a random monster. I'd add like a bear cave to the right. Yeah, a bear cave. That could be quite cool. We could have this area kind of like go down into it. Bear cave. Just like a brown bear then. Pretty decent CR, and you got to remember the party like level 4, so yeah, probably like a brown bear would be quite good. I think a black bear would be a bit lame. A bit primitive, a bit too easy. See, I don't know if... You know what? I think they would be building siege engines. I don't know if they'd be building them here, though. Like, that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. But I think I've come up with an idea. Maybe they've got, like, one here, but... If any like, green skin force was going to be making siege equipment, it would be hobgoblins, wouldn't it? You know, it wouldn't be... It wouldn't be, like, goblins, and... You know, I know orcs could, but... I don't know. Cool. Yeah, that could be cool. I like that a lot. I mean, if you guys have watched my Keep on the Borderlands video, where I kind of like go through the module and like how I'd run it, I'm literally running it like that for my group on Saturdays. And that means there's going to be a siege at some point. So having there be like siege stuff made sounds really kind of cool, if I'm being honest. A warwolf? You mean like it's like a battering ram that breathes fire, right? Yeah, dude, that's a really cool idea. Because of like their fire god stuff, right? Like they worship a fire god. They're making a... Yeah, that could be... That's a really good idea. GG, well played, bro. This is only like... This is quite a big tribe, but there are other hobgoblin tribes that are kind of involved. But, yeah. Just cleaning up the edges right now, guys. Not that I need to, but it makes it a finished product, doesn't it? If you do that. I'm going to put this up on my Patreon as well, so make it available for people who want to use it. Because why not, right? Alright, so this is supposed to be... It's going to be a cave entrance here. And I'm just looking... I'm trying to think of a way to kind of define that. Doesn't really matter that much. I think what I'll do is I'm going to actually get rid of the cliffs here. I don't know why it's on snap mode. That's kind of annoying. There we are. Okay, I see what's going on. Let's make it rough. Make the edges rough. That actually looks kind of cool. There we go, and then let's fix the cliff issue that we're having here. And let's clean up the edges. And now that actually looks like the mouth of a cave, doesn't it? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I can buy that. I don't really want to spend too much time doing this. I kind of want to finish up soon and probably have a shower before the session starts. Which is going to be starting in an hour. And also I need to be here for the premiere of my video. It's going to be out in an hour. Pretty pumped for it. Yeah, I guess I could. Or I could just, like, do this. How do I... Oh, okay, it's on this side. I'm just fucking stupid. I just add a shade of black. Yeah, I kind of don't know if I can be bothered to do that. There you go. I did think about doing that originally, but I just thought too much effort. Okay, cool. We got it. It's that easy. GG. Would they have any more terrain features, do we think? I don't see why they wouldn't. Well done. Nah, you know what, I'm gonna leave it like that, I think. We'll leave it like that. We're gonna save that as Hobgoblin Encampment. There we go. And then we're going to export it as well. I'm probably gonna do that actually on Roll20 rather than faff about. There we go. And size-wise, it's 35 by 45. So I've got it. At least I've got it numerically by 5, which is good. And then we'll call it same thing. Hobgoblin Encampment. Export. Wait for it to export. Okay. Then we'll open up this. Port over the map. Make a new page. And we'll pop it in. What was the size of it again? 35 by 45. Then we'll drag and drop the map in. We'll size it up. There you go. Perfectly to scale. Lovely. So, we don't really know where the players are going to start today. But what we'll do is we'll just make sure we have their tokens already added. Just so they're all positioned and ready to go. Couple of hirelings as well. Brilliant. Cool. So everybody's tokens added. And now we need to start actually adding in Hobgoblin tokens. what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go onto the original map and I'm just going to like copy and paste all these guys on and then just start moving them around. As it's the same numbers, apart from the ones that were hidden layered. Cool. So yeah, guys, we're just, you know, we're putting some hobbies down. I do need to actually count how many are left on my notes and have them be the exact amount. Because the idea is if you like kill random encounters of hobgoblins, it actually culls the numbers of how many are in the camp. That's what it means for in a sandbox game. So like, if you're able to draw out some of the hobgoblins from their camp, it will weaken their encampment, right? Well, I know that I've still got more to add than this. If the other camp is going to be... there's like an outpost as well, and one of the outposts has been destroyed, but the other outpost, all of the hobgoblins have returned to base. So that all of those hobgoblins, which I think is like 10, will be situated, and they know that the players are coming. So they're going to be setting up positions to attack them. Very like a cooler looking ladder, it doesn't look so shit. They both look a bit shit, don't they? Out there. Where would it be located? I think it would need to be on a flat surface, really. I'm thinking like here. Is there anything stopping them from actually like bringing the ladder up and having the ladder like flat packed up on the top? Because they don't want anybody to come up. That could be, yeah. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't. Is there like a flat pack version that we can like have on the screen? No, not really. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. Like the idea that they're just balancing against this rock. I don't know. That's a really smart idea. I don't know why I didn't think about that. That looks so weird. Alright. Very good. Alright, let's have a look at the hobgoblin stats that we're kind of working with today. Hobgoblin. Hob. Yeah, so we literally just have hobgoblin, and that's pretty much it. And I have on the hobgoblin sheet their formation training if they have a leader. And the leader has like rally or reform, which are both really cool abilities. I think we'll get rid of all their... We're not going to have it duplicated because it's just wasting space, isn't it, really? There we go. Reform and rally. They've got quite a few different weapons. So what I'm going to do is we're going to duplicate this sheet. And we're going to Grab it from the bottom. I'm going to position it where it needs to be. We can just scroll up. And we'll put it under here. I'm going to call this one Hobgoblin Crossbowman, maybe? Ranger. Any other idea? Hobgoblin Sniper? Marksman? Marksman. That's kind of sexy. That's scary. That scares players, I bet. Yeah, 14 AC. Because obviously they're not going to have a shield. They're going to be wearing... They're probably not going to be wearing Brigandine. I imagine they're going to be wearing, like, leather. What's leather? Leather's CR 11, AC 11. And if it got to... They'd actually have an AC of about 13. Not 113, 13. It would just be leather. Get rid of that +2. And we'll actually raise their dex, make it 14, and lower their strength, make it 8. I like that. Keep everything else the same. Cool. And then we'll get rid of their weapon options. I think we'll let them keep a falchion, like a D6 falchion. But we're gonna give them an actual decent bow. What? Maybe like a longbow or a recurve bow. Recurves are pretty good. They're 2d4 in my campaign, so yeah, a recurve bow. And it'll be a +4 rather than a +3, so they're already doing better in that regard. And they got a +2. We'll keep it at 80 feet. I don't think it needs to be any more than that. Yeah, it might be actually. So maybe I shouldn't call it a falchion. We'll call it... What's a D6 weapon? It isn't a fucking short sword. The whole idea is I wanted it to be a D6 weapon. We could just have it be a long knife, to be fair. Is scimitar a D6? But they are a dex-based enemy, so I think they would want to use a dex weapon as scimitar dex. I think it is. I don't know. Slashing and piercing. We'll get rid of these reform and rallying abilities. Alright, so I'm coming up with some ideas here, and one of them is called... I like the idea that the marksmen have special abilities that they can do. I don't know what makes these abilities happen. Maybe they need inspiration. They can use their inspiration to do something. If, like, they roll on that 20, they get an inspiration. They can use that inspiration to, like, affect the players. And I'm thinking one of them is called, like, pinning shot. If hit, player needs... If hit, DC... What would it be? DC 12, because it's 8 plus 2 plus proficiency, so it's 12. DC 12... What would be a save against being, like, pinned down? Would be, like, strength? I don't even mean like pinning down, I mean like slowing down. Like maybe like getting shot in the leg. Dex, yeah. Maybe, I don't know, I don't want to make it too overcomplicated. I just kind of wanted it to be kind of like neat tricks that they can do, like, rarely, you know? That's cool. I like that. That's quite strong, but I kind of dig it. If hit, DC 12 strength save or lose half maximum movement for 1d4 rounds. And the idea is because obviously in my campaign, monsters can get inspiration, can't they? So like, Hobgoblin, Marksman, change the name of that. And yeah, the idea is that literally we can use the inspirations to kind of have them doing these cool little tricks and things and stuff. Okay. Yeah, I'm now just grouping everything up. Putting little numbers on them so I know which ones are in which team. And I kind of want land units to be in their own groups. I'm worried I might have too many. But we'll see. Have this one be a 3 as well. Might have to delete a couple of these guys. Because it's looking a bit hairy already. Do we actually have a bear on here or not? Because if we do, I can just drag and drop the bear, can't I? Yeah, brown bear, right? Yeah, I don't think we have brown bear on here. We have black bear. Okay, we have the stat block of a brown bear. We just don't have a token for it. So I just have to add that in. Which is easy enough, to be honest. It's not the most inconvenient thing in the world, is it really? Alright, these guys are going to be 4. Unfortunately, I wish there was a quicker way of me, like, actually giving them these numbers. But I think I want to space them out a little bit more. Have a handful around the fire. We still could have 5 as well. So I feel like the rest of them are going to be 5. We're going to have quite a few different groups. We're going to have some leaders as well, so I'm going to give some of these guys leadership positions. And by doing, what that means is that they get new abilities. So I'm going to give them these little flags. By saying that, I don't really like the flags, I use that for inspiration, don't I? So I think maybe I'll use the horse. That normally means mounted, actually. I mean, when has anybody ever fucking mounted? Could use a muscle pose, but we use that for spells. Yeah, maybe I'll just keep the flying flag. Why not? Have them represent leaders. I'll have another one here. I'll have one more over here. These guys be group 5. Alrighty. Cool. They could come from a different point, a different angle if they wanted to. Doesn't really bother me too much. I'll have these two kind of talking, these guys all kind of grouped up. These guys over at the fire. These two are on duty. I imagine both of these guys are being quite perceptive right now. So they're both kind of focusing on what they're doing. But they know that people are coming. So these guys are on heavy duty. They are watching to see if anybody pokes out. And I think I want to give one of these guys a war horn because I feel like it makes sense. I'm gonna give one of these a plus. Saying that pluses usually mean ranged weapons, and all these guys are gonna have ranged weapons. So actually, I can't really use a plus, can I? I'm also going to roll for these individual ones to see if any of these guys have a bow as well, just the ones kind of in the center, so I know it'll make it a bit more interesting. So we'll start with this one here. That one does. That one does. That one does. That one doesn't. Okay, so 3 of these guys actually have bows as well. I know it's very random, but I like randomness. I like things to be kind of interesting, and these 3 have all got very basic bows, like short bows. Shana's good. These other 2 do not, because the leader doesn't have a bow. I'll roll for this one here, just this one guy here, see if he's got a bow. He does not. Cool. Okay, let me actually count up these hobgoblins. 3, 6, 9, 11, 13, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 23, 25. That it, 25, okay. How many did they kill already? Give me a second. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. Put these in 5. We're going to add a few more 4s in. I want one of the 4s to look like this. Cool. Yeah, this is the calculations of how many hobgoblins are left. And, you know, we've got a pretty big party here, guys. This is a pretty infested location. And I imagine there are probably some hobgoblin women and children in the area as well. I'm thinking about just actually having a proper campfire over this and making it really big and colourful. Having that be the main fire. I love the idea of it being a Wicker Man, but I know I can't get art for that. I'm gonna type it in and see if we can like get something. Oh, dude. I wish. How about like Scarecrow then? Can we get like a Scarecrow? Okay, we actually can. Okay, so I think we'll do that. We can just get one that looks kind of cool. They all look the fucking same. That's lame as shit. That's cool. Okay, I'm running out of time. We are running out of time for today's to finish off today's prep. And it's really hard to find good black and white hobgoblin art that suits the style of hobgoblins that I've already picked. But what I really need is to like, I think I might have actually found a really good token, but I want a token for this fucking leader, and I want him to have like a helmet or a mask. See if we can. I'm thinking about something right now. What if I have the leader not be a hobgoblin and have him be like one of the boar-faced orcs? We're saying that the art for them is pretty difficult to find and all. Actually, it's not true. I've actually found some art already, but it's all a bit goofy. Well, not goofy, but what a leader. I do actually have art for like a hobgoblin like leader, but like it's supposed to be for a king. I kind of want it to say that. Nah, you know what? I feel like if I actually do have a proper king, I'll find some really cool art for them. Have them be like a different race. Have the king be like, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Sword staff, javelin, leadership. Pretty basic. So I want to give this one like a fire breath. After swigging some foul liquor. I don't know how to spell liquor apparently. There you go. Oh, it doesn't even have a C. After swinging some foul liquor, the hobgoblin chief sprays would it be sprays? Sprays the contents in a fiery storm towards a target within 10 feet. That creature must succeed on a DC. Let's make the DC a little bit higher, shall we? Let's make it like DC 14. How about that? Can we base that off something like that? Can we base it off a stat? Maybe give the leader a higher con? For it to be DC 14, they'd need to have a +4 and a stat. Maybe not then. Maybe we'll just keep it DC 13. Have their con be 16. DC 13, we'll do Dex, because it's like leaping out of the way. Dex save. We'll take... Yeah, I want it to be a good amount of damage. As this is like alternative to like doing sword attacks. I'm thinking like 4d6. Maybe 66 damage. Maybe fire as well. How about we make it half as much on a save? That goes down well, I think. I'm not even gonna have like the hobgoblin leader like actually use a fucking leadership dice thing. I think that's kind of lame. Sword staff, yeah, I'm okay with that. Decent AC, half plate armor, yeah, sure. I think 15, 14 is fine. It's not. He's not gonna have like impressive attributes, but you know, it's a decent amount of damage. I like the fire breath. I like the idea of giving him resistance to fire and also necrotic as well. Maybe we give him a vulnerability. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think we need to go that far. Maybe cold. That could be quite cool. Maybe like, so it like, yeah, like it's like the opposite, right? That could be quite cool. Yeah, he's gonna come out of this cave. Okay, so how are things going? Things are going good. Does he really need a javelin? Yeah, I guess it's good to have a ranged option, isn't it? He doesn't really have a lot going on though yet, and I kind of want him to do more. So I want to give him some spells, I think. I'm just thinking about what spells I want it to be, and I don't want it to be inflict wounds, because that spell's fucking dodgy. It's so, like, I've killed so many PCs with inflict wounds, it's actually, like, ridiculous at this point. Alright, so I'm thinking, like, maybe burning hands? What's his save for casting spells? It'd be DC 13, right? Actually, he's not. Let's make him a charisma spellcaster. That makes sense to me. So he'll have DC 12 then, DC 12, and we'll have it be burning hands. You know, just to make it. I'm trying to do this like quickly. So I don't want to be like fucking around. 2 out of 2. What other spells can we use? It'd be like command. 2 out of 2. What else? What else can we think? Ray of Sick? I do like Ray of Sick. Ray of Sick is pretty lit, dude. Ray of Sick, 2 out of 2. Actually, we'll do 1 out of 1 for Ray of Sick. Ray of Sick's pretty good, I think. What else? I want some like evil spells. A very sick is evil, isn't it? It's Necro, yeah. Necro spell. Blindness, deafness, that could be pretty hot. Yeah. One out of one. I'm thinking like Armor of Agathis as well. Yeah, I'm thinking Armor of Agathis. I don't really use it a lot, but I think it's a cool spell, so. We'll do it the British way, Armor with a U. Agathis. Did I spell it right? Yeah, I did, it's just... That could be a... Well, I mean, you only need to use that once, really. Yeah. And it's not concentration, is it? No, it's not. Okay, that's quite cool. That does fire instead? Yeah, dude! Oh, dude! Yes, Gene! Yes! Yes! That is it. Alright, let's set up a power check for this guy. Just so I don't just roll you have to roll it manually, because that's fucking annoying. And what's his bonus? He'll be +4? Yeah. Okay. Make it ranged, attack, and there's no damage. Very lovely. Okay. Let's make sure he's not called a Hobgoblin King. Let's make sure he's called Hobgoblin Chief. Is his HP appropriate? What's his CR? CR 1/2? Do we want him to be so easily defeated? I mean, by the time he comes into frame, I think the party are going to be pretty tired and they've probably lost a lot of stuff. So I don't actually know if I really need him to be a higher CR. I think he's probably okay like he is. Maybe I'm gonna quickly look up a Bugbear and just look, because I know Bugbear's a CR1. Maybe I should kind of like amp up his stats a little bit. Well, he says he's got better hit points, better. How's a Bugbear CR1? This guy CR. I don't think he's supposed to be. Is there actually a stat block for like a Hobgoblin Chief? Because I feel like I might have done that. Hobgoblin Devastator. What's this? Is there a stat block for this bad boy? He's CR4? Alright. Alright. I might. Well, to be fair, this guy is actually really OP, so. I think we're okay. I think we're okay. 68. You know what? Let's actually roll some 68, and I'll roll like 3 times, and we'll just kind of pick a hit point. Woo! 68, 27, 32. How much should I give him? 39. Let's whittle them down. Let's put them to like 32. There we go. Cool. And I kind of want this guy to, like, there's no reason why, even at lower levels, you shouldn't allow chiefs to have, like, legendary actions or be able to do things when you can't do things. It's what makes bosses pretty fun. So I like the idea of giving this guy some very basic legendary actions. I don't even want to call them legendary actions. I want to call them, like, leader actions, right? Because I don't think it's legendary. So... Reposition ally. The Hobgoblin Chief can what's going on with my green screen? Piece of shit, what are you doing? Can reposition one of its allies within 60 feet of it when it starts this action. Well, I feel like the wording is fucking lame. What would be the right wording for this? I just want to be able to reposition allies. I'm just having a struggle cuddle right now, trying to figure out how to word this properly. I overthink shit like this all the time. can reposition an ally within 60 feet using up to their movement speed. Should we do without provoking attack of opportunity? Maybe it should be with the potential for attack of opportunity. That sounds quite fun. Yeah, I like that. And we'll put that as 1. And then that allows players to like get opportunity attacks, but it also allows the Hobgoblin Chief to reposition troops on the fly. And he's not always going to be repositioning troops who are already in combat. He's probably going to be like bringing troops up, you know, and having them be in more advantageous positions for when it is their turn. The Battle Master maneuver might help with the wording. Yeah, it's true actually. I didn't think of that. Beepity boppity beep. Which one is it called? Is it maneuvering? Yeah, okay. There you go. The Hobgoblin Chief can choose a friendly creature who can see or hear it. That creature can use its reaction to move up to half its speed without provoking opportunity attacks from the target of your attack. From the target. Oh, but it's not an attack. Then let's get rid of that bit. Maybe like any opportunity attacks are with disadvantage. That's a nice caveat instead. I like that. That's a nice caveat. So we'll have that, and we'll also, yeah, you know what? We'll also allow them to make a weapon attack as well as 1. The Hobgoblin Chief can make a weapon attack with disadvantage. How about that? That sounds pretty nice. Otherwise, I feel like he's going to be a bit too OP. He's doing 2d6, like 9 damage around on average. Well, 9 damage. Yeah, I mean, what's his bonus? +4? Actually, he's probably not going to hit half the party. Yeah. Yeah, 2 legendary actions. You know what, I'm probably going to make it 3. 3 leadership actions, why not? And then he can reposition a couple of allies. He can just make 3 weapon attacks if he thinks he's going to go down. Like that's pretty exciting. I'm just thinking, should this guy be able to like light his staff on fire? I think we've got enough fire stuff, don't we? I think we've got enough fire stuff. We don't need to do any more fire stuff, I don't think. Fire smite? Nah, I think that's a bit overkill, isn't it? I think that's a bit overkill. I don't wanna be too over the top. So I'm not going to like give the hobgoblins any resistances or immunities to fire, because that will just like that'll be me literally like spitting in the face of the player who's having a hard time with it already. Like just bad rolls and stuff. But I'm just thinking, is there like an ability I could give these hobgoblins in general that's very, very basic and mundane? Very simple, like nothing that's gonna really like make them any more powerful that could be to do with fire. Like, I'm just thinking. Maybe they have like a bonus to saves against fire spells. Maybe a +2 or something. I don't know. Rather than advantage. Advantage is pretty strong. You know. I'm just thinking, is there any cantrip, like a fire cantrip we could give them? That could be quite cool. That's kind of funny actually. That's gonna annoy people. Yeah, maybe you call it like Rise from the Ashes. If a hobgoblin is slain by fire damage, they instead regain 1 hit point. They can only do this once. Unless it's a critical hit. Yeah, I like the idea that if it's a critical hit, then like they're dead, right? And we'll put in like parentheses like or brackets passive because it's a passive ability. We'll actually put on these active. Get rid of that piece. Cool, cool. That's good. That's very good. Do you guys hear that fucking Facebook dinging? All right, cool. This is looking pretty done. If I'm being honest. This guy's gonna walk up from the cave. He's like, "I've been trying to sleep." He's gonna come up when the party are like, you know, have killed most of the hobgoblins or forced them to flee. And there are some exit points that the hobgoblins can flee if they need to. Like they can flee over here, they can flee out of there. They could even flee between this gap here if they wanted to. They could flee to the southwest. So I'm hoping that some of the hobgoblins are going to be able to scatter. You know, which is why I'm not too worried about them there being so many. Because I feel like not all of them are going to want to fight to the death. If that makes sense. We do want to have some hobgoblin like women and children though. It's just trying to formulate how I'm going to do that. I think we're just going to use like my question mark. Random NPC. Use this and just kind of make like some non-combatant. Well, saying that, there's supposed to be some prisoners. So where would they be kept? We'll call them captive because it's a shorter word. It'll look better. Set up a cage. Yeah, I thought about calling the god Zord. The great god of fire. Lord Zord. Lord Zord. That's pretty funny, actually. I think people would find that quite amusing if I did that. Yeah, I'm going to make these tokens a bit smaller just so I can fit a few more in. Because I feel like they'd all be like squished up. I think there's 3 of them in there. Why not? I like the idea that he comes out and says, Oh god, the green screen's gone. Oh, it fell off the wall. When did that happen? It just fucking fell off the wall. Oh god. Well, guys, hello. This is my wall. Nice to meet you. What the fuck? That's funny. It's very funny. Right. I think that's good. Wolf of Wall Stream. Oh yeah, dude. I think this guy's gonna come up and be like, throw a captive on the fire. Let's burn them. Burn them quickly before the warriors arrive. Make me powerful. Lord Zord, bless me. Yikes. That's pretty good. I like that. Lord Zord, that's a really good one. I like that. That's literally what we're going with. I'm gonna make reference of that on their sheet just so I can remember that, like, without having to check my notes. I'm just gonna put like information and just put like Lord Zord is the fire god of their religion. Yeah. He's basically a huge wicker man in depictions, right? Yeah, cool. I imagine he looks a bit like a golem or a giant. I think that's pretty sick. Alright, cool. Everything is good. Everything is wonderful. Last thing I need to do is, because I don't want to show off more than I need to at the moment, is I'm going to add dynamic lighting to the map. And make it like a color that's going to really stand out. So we'll make it red. We're just going to go over the edges of this map. Make it so the players can't see more than they should. They should, if the players climb up, then of course I'll get rid of it if it feels necessary to do so, right? But until such a day, we'll leave it up. Even on this side where it's a little bit closer to the edge, I'm still going to do it because I feel like it's nice just to keep up with it. I'm going to have it be a little bit tighter along here just because it's a bit more of an interesting location. We still need to add that bear, by the way, so now you guys can see what I actually do to prep. And this is a pretty big session. This is kind of like the same extent that like the battle was, Gene, that we did, or when you guys were attacking that camp. Although actually, no, I think this is bigger than that camp, to be honest. This is, yeah, I'd say more like the battle. That was a very big session. That took a while to prep, to be honest, but it was very fun. I had a good time. So I'm gonna like be a bit weird with this. I don't really want them seeing too far. They wouldn't be able to see over the terrain, would they? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna like do this as a way of kind of protecting the area. They can't really see any further. Yeah, I think that's cool. In this area, I think we'll do the same. I don't really want to show that. I will remove these coverages as they progress, but yeah. I'm gonna set up some doors as well, some like quote unquote like scene doors. do it like here as well. Also depends on like what time of the day they decide that they want to attack. All right, cool. Let's add the dynamic lighting. Let's make it daylight mode. Let's put the brightness down a little bit because it doesn't need to be that fucking bright. There we go. So now they've got a bit of vision. They can see what I want them to see. And we're going to put down some doors just to kind of block vision to certain locations. Once they kind of get to that area, I'll get rid of the door. That's what I've kind of decided. That allows me to kind of like scene things without having to like constantly switch between monsters being on DM mode. Stuff like that. Yeah, it allows me to kind of contain the combat into these specific areas. I think it's really good, actually. I'm very impressed with myself for doing that. That's good. That's good, Josh. That's good. Good, Loki. Why is this one not moving? Oh, I can move it like this, can't I? Right, okay, I'll just do that, I suppose. You're still at it? Yeah, dude. You know, I'm almost done. I'm leaving very soon, to be fair. I'm wrapping up at this point. There we go. You know what? I'm probably gonna have a door here too, or just like a screen here, just so I can kind of build up to the encounter. I don't have to just the players immediately see goblins, be like, oh shit, there's goblins, you know. Nah, fuck that. That's sick. That's actually fucking sick. Very, very happy. Right, let's very quickly. We're almost done, aren't we? Yeah. It's a bit shit quality, isn't it? I like. It doesn't really matter that much. I definitely want it to look aggressive. So, I mean, that one looks fucking aggressive. I think we'll go with it. Maybe I'll try and scope it out a little bit. There we go. And at least that makes it look a little bit better. Brilliant. We'll just save that. Save. And then we'll just upload that. Now we've got a bear cave. I think it's going to be around here. Maybe I should really quickly like jump back on and just edit the map and add a little cave here. Yeah, that would be a pretty good shout, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, just sort out the stats really quick. 34. Is that within the range? 40, 10? Yeah, that's good. I mean, you could have 40 hit points and it would still be fair. You know what? I think I'm going to have it have 40 hit points. Why not? Keep the Hasty the same, though, obviously. Have it be the maximum within the bracket for the... without the con added to it. Makes it pretty nasty, but kind of the whole point, isn't it, really? Sick. Okay, that's that done. Sometimes I like to do that. I like to have some monsters have like the maximum that the hit dice could have. Some players have almost max for their like hit dice, so why not, right? What's good for the players is good for the monsters, in my opinion. And vice versa, usually. Yeah. Do we still have the Dungeon Scroll map? We do. Okay, let's really quickly see if we can do something here. Let's get rid of the snap tool. Let's remove some of this cliff. Or is it hills? It's hills, isn't it? Get rid of some of this hills here. And let's make a little bit of a way in. Cool. And then we can get rid of the cliffs. Well, in this area. And what we'll do is we'll fill it with color. Why am I doing it like that? I need to do it like this. And I think we'll just have it right on to this area. Smart scan is going. Off. There we go. Terrific. Brilliant. Okay. No, I didn't want that. I wanted hills. Cool. We'll have it a little bit on this side too. Cool. Yeah, I like that. That's nice. I mean, I could literally just have it be all rock inside. Maybe that would look good. I don't really know. Oh wait, rock. Oh my god, fuck off. Actually goes above, never mind. Alright, we'll just leave it like that. That's fine. And then wait for that to save. And then just re-upload it again, put it back on, slip it over the top, and we don't have to change anything. We can just update the map. So what we'll do is we'll just delete this, put the new one down, and there we go, we're ready for a session. Fucking sick. This is good. Alright guys, I'm gonna end the stream. I've got to go now. My session starts in 5 minutes. Go watch the video, it's gonna be out in 5 minutes. I'll be at the premiere. So I'll see you guys there. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you guys have liked what I've done. We've actually got it all finished for today. I'm very excited. Maybe I'll post a video afterwards on how it goes. So, see you guys then.